So, do you believe in magic? Like, no, seriously, do you believe in magic? This is not like some kind of trick here. Because the thing is that magic exists. Maybe not in the fantastical sense like Harry Potter or like Hocus Pocus or any like you can't like go abracadabra and something appears. But pretty close, pretty close. And the thing is that I used to be a skeptic for a very long time, and I didn't start out as a skeptic. What happened to me is a lot of stuff just kept happening in my life that was really, really hard. And a lot of people around me kept telling me, you know, you can't have your dreams. You can't be dreaming so big. So when I was a little girl, I always wanted to live at the beach. I love the ocean. I lived in Kamloops. Okay, there's no ocean in Kamloops. But every time we went down to Vancouver, I would just be like, one day I'm going to live down here. And what I heard back was, it's very expensive to live in Vancouver. You're never going to be able to live in Vancouver. And when I was growing up as a little girl, I always wanted to have a beautiful home living on the beach. And they said, it's very expensive to live on the beach. You're not going to be able to do that either. And when I was a little girl, I always wanted to work from home. This was even before the internet was really a thing. I had that dream. I always wanted to work from home, and I always wanted to be a writer, and I always wanted to create things. I was constantly writing books, even before I realized that that was an actual career. It was just like, I just want to do this for the rest of my life. I just want to create things. I just want to live my life for me. I don't want to have to go to a 9-to-5 job. And as I got older, of course, this is what happens, is that people around me kept telling me, you need to grow up. You need to recognize that that's not the way the world works. You need to get a real job. When I graduated high school, it was the same thing. I was like, you know, like, I just want to find a way to work from home. And everybody kept saying, you know, that's just a big scam. There's no way that that's going to happen. Even though we had the internet, I was still very much discouraged. If I had known the people that I know now, if I had had those friends in my corner, I would have had a completely different life than what I have now. And actually, a friend of mine, it's kind of uncanny because he's basically followed every single path that I had thought of taking when I was younger. And like, he did it. So when I met him, I was like, wow, like, we are so similar in so many ways, and you've achieved so much. And this is like where I'm heading now. So it's almost like it was like mirrored or reversed. It was very interesting. Anyway, the thing is, though, is that it's back to the idea that the people you surround yourself with can either stand for your dreams or they don't. And it's also, you've got to really have that belief in yourself and that magic. But I was so skeptical, and I believed in magic. I believed in true love. I believed that one day I would have this amazing partner who would stand for my dreams, and that's still coming. That's still coming. I still truly believe that, even though I'm single right now. I believe that he's out there and that he's going to find me, and it's just going to be the most beautiful, amazing relationship. I truly believe that in my heart. And I also believe that I'm going to have that house on the beach, and I'm going to have that library that looks like Beauty and the Beasts, and it's going to overlook the ocean, and it's going to be amazing when I have that. But here's why I believe in magic now. Because for a long time, of course, I had been told by the world that magic didn't exist, and I had started to really get down on myself. Like 3 years ago, everything went wrong that could have possibly gone wrong. Back in 2019, like it was like every single thing that you see in a soap opera that's like really messed up happened to me. Okay? Like my ex, well, now ex, I started to recognize that our relationship was deteriorating really fast to the point that it was toxic, so toxic. And then on top of that, of course, he got another woman pregnant. And then on top of that, we got into a separation for a little bit, and then my house burned down, and then I was relying on him again. And then we had the pandemic, and like, it was just one thing after another. Like, seriously, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And then from that point on, though, here's the funny thing, is that all that stuff started to go wrong right when I decided that I wanted to dream my big dream again. When I decided that I was going to create Empowering Moms the first time. When I decided that I was going to write my book. That's when things really started to go wrong. And it started before that too, when I had that traumatic birth with my son. And I made the decision to take what had happened to me and make it a lesson for others, to help them, to make sure that they never experienced what I did. Anyway, the thing is, though, is that it was really weird, because all this bad stuff happened, and then all this really, really incredible good stuff happened. And that's the way the universe actually works. Is in order for you to reach your higher potential, sometimes a lot of stuff has to die. So I'm a Scorpio, and our sign is basically death, birth, and transformation. Like, that's basically our whole thing. So us as Scorpios, we tend to have a real dark side and then a really light side. And then we know when something doesn't serve us, and we can shed our skins, not literally, obviously, but we can shed our old selves and step into a higher power. I don't know what it is about Scorpios, but like every single one I've ever met, like we have some sort of profound transformation. Like it's just part of us. I can always tell who's a Scorpio even before I actually find out their birthday, just by what our life paths seem to be. Anyway, the thing is, though, is that when that bad stuff happens, as long as you are holding on to that belief, and as long as you're taking action towards your dreams, things just start to manifest. And it's magic, okay? It's total magic. So I want you to think about that for a minute. I want you to trace back that when something really odd and coincidental that helped you into a higher level of yourself, when that happened, that wasn't an accident. That wasn't a coincidence. That happened because you wanted something, and it was in your higher power. It was in your truth. So I started stepping into my truth 3 years ago. And then 2 years ago, my teachers came to me. Like, I wasn't looking for virtual coach. I wasn't looking for the virtual coach community. That fell into my lap. It was like I was sitting there scrolling one day on the phone, and all of a sudden, one of my mentors just showed up on my screen. And I was just captivated by what he said. And then I stayed in and I watched the challenge, and it was just like every single day, new teachers, new people came in. And now I have this amazing community and these friends that stand for my higher self. And I got into virtual coach, and I got into virtual coach accelerator, which is a 1-year program. And I've got this amazing mentor, this amazing coach who like teaches high level business people how to be successful. And I'm in his mastermind. Donald Stojak, look him up. Seriously. He's like freaking awesome. And Eben Pagan, and I've learned things from James Mel and Annie Lala and Warren McKee, and it's just I can't get over it. I cannot get over this. The amount of transformation that has happened in my life, it's magic. That's all I can say is it is magic. Because look where I was. Look where I was 3 years ago. You saw the house fire. And so much happened before that. And so much disillusioned me. But the thing is, you've got to believe again. You've got to go back and think of what those little dreams you had as a child. They're still in there. And they can still happen. And all you have to do is start taking action towards them. Because that is your higher path. And to stop listening to people who say that you can't have your dreams. Because when you listen to that, you end up blocking the magic that's always for you. So I know it's a little woo-woo. I know it's kind of crazy in a lot of ways. Like, people probably, like, if you've been like jaded, you probably are like, what the hell? But I was so skeptical. And whether you call it magic, whether you call it manifesting, whether you call it a higher power, whether you call it universal intelligence, whether you call it the scientific energy or God or whatever you want to call it, the fact is that there is something that is guiding you to your higher self. And whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter what your belief system is in terms of spirituality or religion or whatever. When you put that intention out there, when you start going towards your dreams, when you start aligning with what serves you and letting go of what doesn't, everything else starts to fall into place. It just does. So I'm really excited for 2023 because everything that I've already done and everything that I've already helped moms achieve and what I've watched my clients achieve in their births and what I've watched them achieve since then, it's that other level. And like the life is just beautiful. Like, today, I just walked out my front door to take my kids to school, and I was walking with Michaela, and I was just admiring the beauty of today, like the sun shining on the frost on the leaves that are on the ground and the beautiful colors. Life is just beautiful. This is our gift right here, is being on this planet and to enjoy ourselves. So if you're not enjoying life right now, if something's not working, find out what that something is and recognize that you can change it. You can actually change your life. Even if you are even when you have no money, even when you don't know where it's going to come from, if you put that intention out there, there's a way and your life can transform. Okay? So that's the message that I have for you. It's what I wanted to share earlier when I tried to go live, but Facebook didn't want to let me. So, but like, that's just it. That's the power. And I can't wait to see what you can create in 2023. Let's make this a really good year for you. So start thinking now what's not serving you, what you want to create, and put it out there. Instead of a New Year's resolution, start doing this now. Start thinking about what you want to create in your life. And then start taking action towards it. And 2023 will be the best year of your life. I promise. I promise it will. Even when hard stuff happens, you'll still be like, this is the best year of my life so far. All right. I'll see you soon. Bye.